picture. So if you could tell me the name of your name, the name of your film, and what is one character that you connected with most as a filmmaker in your story?
Starting here?
Yeah.
Alright.
Start with you.
Yeah, my name is Neil Sadakran. Our film was Dane Bramage's Voyages into Vigilplage. There is only one character in our film. I think that when you find a friend who has gone through the same things in life that you have, being consistently chronically ill over decades, there's a bond that forms just because, hey, you've been where I'm going, I don't know what the future holds. So I think that there's a special, we haven't been friends for long, but I know we'll be friends forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Zane, George Zane. I directed Je, the French movie, and the character I connected with the most, I would say, would be Cassandra, who co-produced it with me and who wrote it and acted in it, because she plays the soul and she's the tough love inner voice of the protagonist, which is Sabrina, who's the one with the mental health issues, and she's looking to end her life, and her soul appears as tough love. So I'm a bit of both, but sometimes I'm very direct with friends, and I don't enable certain things, so I appreciate the tough love approach, and I connected a lot with that character, because it was a beautifully written story, and I think a lot of people connect with that, so that's my thing.
My name's Chris Chichester. I wrote and direct Foredoomed. There's two characters in that movie. Savannah was actually played by my sister, who was here in the front row. It's fun to
How's your hand?
Yeah, how's your head?
how's your head better? Yeah, it's fun to make a toxic character, so that way at the end when they get hurt, you kind of don't feel as bad about seeing someone's head get cut open by a lawnmower. Plus, it's my sister, so.
I'm Rajiv Malik. I'm the producer of What Are You Waiting For? There was only one character, and that was Eve Malik. Happens to be my daughter. So I asked her, I said, you know, you produced original composition, she did the song, produced it in Istanbul, Turkey, where she had lived for a number of years. And I said, what is this about? She refuses to tell me. So it's my interpretation that it's about growing up. What are you waiting for? Get out of the shadow of your parents. It's about our boyfriend at the time, waiting for him to propose, things like that. Now she has a baby, 2-year-old, and an 8.5, and a baby on the way. So yes, it worked. So,
my name is Rama. I did Princely. Although I did the character of Princely and I love the kittens, I would say the narrator because we want to create the Disney vibe, because Disney has not do this type of projects. So two soulmates that are a guy. And also, there's a story that was supposed to be a Disney feature film, but it was not done because of the critics and all. So I wanted to create this Disney vibe with a project, two guys that would be soulmates, one a Caribbean boy, that one to become a Peter. So there's both diversity in this case.
Cool. Awesome. What was the biggest challenge you had filming your project, and how did you overcome it? We'll start with you again.
No.
Or should I go back the other way to make it fair?
Yeah, no, we're good. I think the sound is always the biggest challenge for me. Half of the sound, the independent recorder wasn't recording, so I just ended up using the cell phone audio throughout all of it. So yeah, but when you're trying to do everything at once, right? Like making your own independent projects, it's nice to have people that can just make sure you push this button at the right time, right? Yeah. So.
That's pretty much my same answer. We had a glitch because it's a small production, very small crew, so I shot it, lighting, and we did everything, set design, and sound. I had brought my nephew to just hold the boom. Problem is, the last scene, I had changed the mics for some reason. I decided to do 2 mics, and I come home at night and put the tapes in, or the SD cards in. All I hear is that powerful that's the last scene. That's the third act. Oh man, what do we do? So the whole last scene is ADR. So I have to bring the 2 actresses over, and they mouthed their acting over again.
Oh my.
Yeah,
God.
so back to your sound, like don't skimp on the sound. Get a sound person, don't try to do everything yourself. If you can do it, make sure you can correct it. If you can't, get a sound person in there, get it done. But the actress was fantastic. And actually, they even said, you know, our performances were better ADR, so it was a chance for them to just improve what they wanted to say. So sound, basically, that was, so the next time I would get a dedicated sound crew.
Okay.
That's the lesson.
Cool.
Biggest challenge for Doomed was the scheduling. Getting people on a schedule is pretty difficult. She lives in Brooklyn, so that's about a 4-hour drive, and there's a small window. Pretty much we had to film it in one day. If anyone remembers like the Canadian fog that came over, where like in our town you couldn't see, you go outside, it's just like a big cloud, and that happened the week beforehand, and so I'm like, oh no, we're not going to be able to film it. It cleared up the day before. We filmed it that day, it was perfect weather, and then after that it rained for like a week straight, so we really just lucked out on that.
I mean, I already spoke to this. My greatest challenge was getting permission from my daughter to submit this film festival. She just wanted to put it out on YouTube and be done with it. I'm like, no, I think there is material here that you want to share with the world. And so eventually getting that permission was the biggest obstacle, and glad I did.
Yeah.
Well, in the case of Princeton, I have to work with 15 different voices. So voice acting was a challenge to direct different actors. Some of them live in Mexico, another in Puerto Rico and USA. So from the distance, I made also the direction for the voice acting. It was pretty cool, but at the same time, it was a very huge experience and intense experience. Yeah, for sure.
I'm happy to open it up for questions.
I have a question for Chris. Where did the idea come from to have this kind of cursed ring? And then also the second part is, how did you do the lawnmower stunt at the end?
Well, I'll answer the second one first. I came up with this special effect idea, and I'm like, how's that going to fit into a movie? And that's kind of like, I kind of wrote it backwards. I came up with the effects that I wanted to do, and then branched off of that. And so like, oh, if something's cursed, then I can do all of this stuff, and then it makes sense. The lawnmower was like, I had a plate shot, so we had the camera set up, hit record, had it record the whole time. We had it mapped out with like a little twig on the ground, practiced where the lawnmower was going to go. And then we had her like fall on her knees and fall over a bunch of times, a bunch of different ways. And then we had the lawnmower come in, and we had a melon, like a honeydew with a little wig on it, and it was filled with blood. And we threw it into the lawnmower. And then I went and mashed the timing up with the different layers, and then I went frame by frame and rotoscoped it out and kind of blended them together. So it was like 3 seconds, and I think I spent like 8 hours doing those 3 seconds.
Also, he was wearing a green outfit to push the lawnmower.
So cool.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I have a question.
Darwin?
So guys, what was the most hardest phase that you, the production or the post-production? So each of you, can you?
Yeah, I mean, considering we filmed everything in the living room over the course of 2 hours one night, and we filmed more than we planned on. So Blake had an art gallery, an art showing, and we recorded some stuff for promotion for his art gallery, and then blended everything together. So I don't know if it was hard, but it was more thoughtful, going through photos and collages and figuring out what to add, and then how to chop up the story, and what to go first, second, last, and just order of operations within that. So
for me, it's the production. The pre-production is fun. I mean, it's in control. You're logistically figuring things out. You're going to buy stuff. Post-production, editing, again, there's no pressure. You're in control. You know what mistakes to fix. On set, I had estimated 3 days. It ended up being 4 days because, for example, in the opening scene, I got a circular dolly track, and that was supposed to take about 2 hours setup. And when we put it down, it was an old home we used Nicholas's home, which is basically, what is that, 100 years old, your house?
1898.
Yeah. So the floors are creaky. So when we put the camera on, all you hear is we have the boom mic pointing towards the floor. So we had to take everything out, put talcum powder. So these delays, there was a few of those delays, so production is usually the nightmare, and everything before and after is fine for me.
For Doomed, post-production was definitely the most difficult because of the special effects. There's like 3 shots in there, or the weather changing over the house, the blender and the lawnmower was just excruciating time in front of the computer that was real difficult.
Well, so for me, it was definitely post-production, and it took the form of, please, can you think about it? Okay, let me know by tomorrow. Can you submit it? All right, tell me next week.
Oh wow.
Please, come on, let's do it. That was my post-production.
Has she seen it at a festival?
Well, she couldn't be here because she's 8.5 months pregnant. So,
Oh.
but she has seen it. Yes, at a festival in Philadelphia.
With an audience. And
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. She loved it.
Was you know,
Yeah. Sorry. I'm done.
Oh. In our case, we finished Britney in the midst of the effects of Fiona, Hurricane Fiona in Puerto Rico. So we were without power, with a lot of batteries, working with an animator from Peru, I'm in Puerto Rico, and the composer are in other countries. So it was so hard with a deadline that we want to submit. So this first round of Britney was so tough because of that we didn't sleep all this night and the other day. So it was, but we did it, thanks God. So this last that with the Hurricane Fiona and the lack of power was so intense for us.
Wow. Great. Did anyone else have a question? Darwin?
Yeah, it's true. Guys, all of you, how do you decide the final cut? What we just watch? Do you get feedback, or you decide it by yourself? How is that process of deciding? Okay, this is it.
I don't care what other people think. It's my movie.
That's pretty much it. I edited this with Cassandra, the writer and co-producer, and whatever felt good for us, the music, the cuts, it was just me and her, and that's it. And you just know your film at the end, right? You have an innate feeling. So yeah, we don't get a focus group or friends. You know, we show it to friends at the end because we don't want the input.
Okay.
Because you'd be like, oh yeah, maybe you're right, right? So we don't do
That's smart.
Right?
I show it to a core group of people, you know, friends that are close to me, try to get some feedback. I think the hardest thing is like, as an artist, you want to have the long shots, you put so much time into it, and it's just like cut. You know, I try to make it as short as possible because everyone's got a small attention span, so showing it to other people that don't have the rose-colored glasses on that you might have is very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, for the music video, I really wasn't part of the creative effort. The editor and my daughter did it, but you know, hardest part again is basically ensuring that it's technically done. So with there was a first editing phase and the subsequent editing phase, and making sure that it got appropriate credits for her, which were not there in the original version. And yeah, I mean, it's been a little bit of like subsequent to that first, the first part of it.
Cool.
Well, in our case, we wanted to break paradigms or stereotypes, so we were all in the same line to do this, and also we put the name Disney in honor to Walter Elias Disney, but also that Disney that does not have this type of break, so we did it with a purpose to make a statement and you know and put like something different to break stereotypes.
Cool.
So I have a question for you. I'm sorry, forgetting your name. No, for you.
Zane, yeah.
Zane.
Yeah.
Yes, for G. When I was watching this, right? I mean, it's a very positive film in many aspects, right? But there is this lot of negative emotions, right? So of course you speak to the alter ego and the soul being a part of it. But the interpretation from a psychology point of view is somebody who has bipolar disorder, and basically these people cycle between positive emotions and negative and positive and negative. Did you think of that when you were making this film, or is it just about the alter ego?
We thought we did it very simplistic in design.
Yeah.
We shot it in black and white for that particular reason, because we have the yin and the yang and the alter ego and the ego. So yeah, we did design it for that particular purpose. Everything's very stark. So, and especially the lighting, it's all it's pretty much a one light. And we did it for that particular reason. So we did it aesthetically. As for the writing, I don't think there's any bipolar in the writing. I think it's more of a positive effect because we have these negative thoughts. Isn't so much bipolar. But as far as your look between the darkness and the light, yes, because if you notice, there's a light bulb in every shot, that big light bulb.
Yeah.
In every shot, that particular light bulb is in there. And that was a last minute set design. First, Cassandra said, why don't you put a light bulb? As a cinematographer, I'm like, great, I don't have to worry about lighting. There's a nice big 75-watt bulb right there. But secondly, it's the light is in every scene. The opening shot, the hallway shot, it's basically the light is always with you. So that was the whole point of that aesthetic. So yeah, we played along those lines. Yeah.
Any more questions?
Is there any more questions?
I just want to say thanks. I mean, for you guys, the organizers. I mean, I know for organizing this, sometimes it's harder than making a film. With film, you're dealing with a small set, a couple of actors. You know, here you're dealing with like everybody in this room and more. So, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you. Did you want a picture? Did
Yes,
you get it?
that's right. Let me get them all of them. Get together, guys.